The CHT has certain features that allow community health workers to do their work, or it makes them able to provide healthcare to the community more efficiently and in a manner that allows them to be effective at their job. So amongst the features that we have, including the forms, the contact summary and condition cards that you may have done already, we also have tasks and targets. So tasks are they're a key feature, and they allow for community health workers, or CHWs, to plan their day by prompting them to do certain activities. So for example, do follow-ups or visits to certain households or members of a household at certain times. So within the application, you have certain tabs. There could be up to 5 tabs. Sometimes it could be less if depending on the permissions available to the user. And one of those tabs is the tasks tab. And within this tab, a CHW is able to see all the tasks that they have to do within a certain time window. And when that time window arrives, they will see a task pop up, and they will see how many days they have until that task is due to be complete. So they'll be able to see, for example, 2 days left, meaning they have to do this task at least by 2 days from the present time. The task can keep showing up to a certain time that has been set after the due date. So it will start showing some days before due date until a few days after due date. So this is what we call the task window. And the tasks that are due, they're ordered in order of the time that they're due. For example, here you can see the ones that are due today at the top, and then the ones that are due 2 days from now are following after that. So that order is according to the time, the due date time. So these tasks could be things like antenatal care visits for pregnant women who need to go for a certain number of visits within their term, or immunizations for children under 5. So children need to go for certain immunizations along the 5 years, the first 5 years of their life. And these are within very specific times from the day they were born. So the task will show the action that the user needs to do and the time frame, as I've mentioned. And the order is in terms of the due date. And as we've mentioned also, the due date, the ones that are due most, the ones that are already due will appear at the top, followed by the ones that are due a bit later. And when someone taps on the task, they'll get a form that they're supposed to fill. So if you're looking at a desktop view and you select one of the tasks, you'll get on the right side a form that you're supposed to fill. If you would be looking at the mobile view, you'd only see the task list. And once you tap on that task, the form would pop up. So you'd be taken to a different view where you'd be seeing just the form. So the behavior is very similar. It's just that with the desktop view and the mobile view, you would have slightly different things that you're looking at one go. And once you fill in the form, then perhaps the task would be able to disappear depending on how you've built the task to behave. So the task itself would contain the person the task is about. So you'd have the name of the person the task is supposed to be performed on, or the action is supposed to be performed on. So in this case, we have a pregnant woman who is Amanda, and they need to go for an ANC visit, which is the title of the task. And it's meant to be descriptive, such as you know what you're supposed to be doing for this person. And then there's an icon which, as you can see, is meant to be sort of descriptive and make someone be able to immediately know what type of task this is. And that appears on the alongside the title and the name of the person. And then on the right side, you'll see the due date, which shows in terms relative to the days that are left before the task should be done. And then at the bottom, we have an optional line, which indicates risk. So there are certain situations where you'd need to indicate that risk. So in the cases of a high risk pregnancy, which could be due to things like the history of the person and whether they've had other complications in their pregnancy, or whether something has happened during or before the pregnancy that would put them in the high risk category. And this also enabled the community health worker to pay special attention, or to pay attention to such tasks such that they're done in the time that they're supposed to be done.